guys, so these are my midday musings, and today I was taking the train home from church with my friend, and we were talking about like different fears and stuff, and he was like he has a fear of heights, and then he was like, what's your fear? I was like, I have a fear of sloths. um yeah, it's hard to explain, but they make me want to throw up. I think they look so sinister. There's something about them that I'm not rocking with that. But as we were talking about like the fear of heights, I was saying how I read somewhere once that people don't have a fear of heights, but what they fear is the fear of falling. And so I just thought, wow, because sometimes you can think that you have a fear of venturing out and attempting this thing for God, but it's not the thing that you fear. It's rather um the the propensity that we have. Sorry, I was thinking of a big word. But it's rather the propensity that we have to fail. And that's what we're scared of. And so it's so easy to brush things and say, no, I'm never going to try because I don't want to fail. So if I don't try, then I haven't failed. But then I was thinking, as cliche as it sounds, the only way you can fail is if you never try. That sounds really cliche, isn't it? But it's so true that if you never try something, then you've automatically failed. And so I just felt so encouraged that, yeah, there will always be the lingering prospect that you might fail. But then what if you succeed? But you'll never know unless you try. And you'll never reach certain altitudes if you never venture to do those things. You would never enjoy the heights of going really, really high up. I really like heights actually. But you would never see certain things from a different perspective if you never go high enough to witness them. So if you never climb high enough to experience certain things, if you never attempt certain great things, then you will always be stuck at the level that you're at. You would never know what you can do unless you're pushed to do it. And so I just thought, wow, that God has recently been saying to me a lot, like, just climb up higher, come up higher. Where you are, it's not even nice. Like, there's problems, but I want peace always. So God said, come up higher, come up to my altitude. And it reminded me of what John said once. John the Revelator, he was saying how there's a scripture where he talks about being imprisoned on the Isle of Patmos. But then in the next scripture, he says, and I was caught up in the heavens on the third day. So John was able to switch his perspective so quickly. Physically, yes, he was in prison, but he said, I don't have to stay here. Mentally, I don't have to stay here. Spiritually, I don't have to stay here. So even my voice isn't shaking, I'm not crying, you're crying. But I was thinking, even physically, this week has been really challenging in terms of walking. Like, I've really felt the strain. But I decided, no, I don't dwell in the physical. Physically, my body is doing its own thing. But the reality is that I'm healed. The reality is that I was healed even before my body became sick. And I say body because my body is just where I am. It's never been who I am. But me, the real Caris, oh, I'm so gangster. Like, this sickness, it doesn't mean anything. And I don't even have it. So I was just so encouraged that I can flip my perspective. If things are looking kind of mid here in your present situation, just flip your view. Flip your perspective and say, no, I was caught up in the heavens on the third day. I don't have to remain at this altitude, but I'm going to come up a little higher. And so I just thought, sorry, I almost choked. And so I just thought, wow. New places.